Hey, GFL. Hey, I wanted to go over with week 6. There's a good game or two there in week 6. Um, we'll get to that in a minute here. But I barely beat the Slugs to stay with a decent record 4-2. Ed Falls 3-3. Also in week 6, we saw Team Burrows beat up on the Cellar Dwellers, the Tigers of Vallejo. Um, Team Blue Moon still on a roll. Huge win over the executive director, the Penguins. Um, that hurt Dave. Dave needed that win big time to prove that he's still in the top tier of the team owners. Um, the other matchup, the Trolls versus the Piglets. Trolls scored a lot of points. A lot of points. All Piglets can't catch a break. They also scored a lot of points, but not enough. They're sitting in the cellar in their respective league in the South. But the big matchup last week, it was a must-win game for the Dragons. Must win. They were matched up with the Goats from Mill Valley. The Goats were just running wild, and Joe did what he had to do, keep the Goats in the pen, kept them tame. Pretty bad, you know. Dragons beat up on the Goats 152-61. Huge win for Joe. Gives him a record of 2-4. But the other thing to note is that Bob Mooney's record 5-1. The only loss that Bob Mooney's had this year is against the Dragons. Wins like that is how you're going to get the ring and the trophy by the end of the year. Game of the week's got to go to Joe. Excellent play this weekend, and it really kind of sets the stage for week 7. Before we get to week 7, though, let's take a look at the standings here real quick. In the North, Bob is just first place. I think he's been in first place all year. He's got a 5-1 record. Team Burrows and myself 4-2, followed by the Trolls 3-3, and Joe, coming off that great week, is in last place at 2-4. In the South, the Goats, who we've been talking about the last few weeks, still in first place, a whole game ahead of the Banana Slugs and the Penguins, who have a 3-3 record. The Goats have a 4-2 record. And then followed by the two teams that are actually in last place in the South is the Piglets and the Tigers. Let's go to week 7. Week 7, there's going to be a huge matchup. One of the reasons why I'm want to reach out and get everybody fired up. The big game this weekend is going to be the Goats and the Blue Moon. That's it. It's almost like having a mini Super Bowl right here in the middle of the season. Goats with a 4-2 record, Mooney with a 5-1 record. ESPN's got them pretty even. So we'll see how that goes down. It'll be really exciting. All right, GFL. We'll see you later. Have a good week.